And welcome to the smAsho stream live. Thanks for tuning in, Smash team. Looking at the sun at 193 angstroms here, we see some coronal holes toward the south, near the South Pole coronal hole. North Pole coronal hole, kind of large right now. No sunspots, and generally weak solar activity. As the solar minimum drags on, 10.7 centimeter radial flux is still at 67 solar flux units. Little tiny bit of activity going on right there, something to look at throughout the day. Otherwise, nothing really happening on the sun. Now, let's take a moment before we go into more sun stuff and other space stuff to explain to users how to use our channel. Check out youtube.com/smashomash. Click on videos. And here's how to use our channel, folks. Scroll down our list of videos. The information at the beginning of our videos may not be relevant to you anymore. Let's just pick one at random here. How about last full day of spring? So about a month ago. If you go toward the end of the video, you will find information in there that has nothing to do with the current situation. In other words, it might be some sort of economic stuff, could be political stuff, but this stuff will remain relevant. So, for instance, check this out. Let's just hear what I say here. I have no idea what this will be.
I may even charge you less than $100 per hour to make things like valve stem cutout disc wheel stickers showing your cycling sponsor's shop to make your time trial bike look even more awesome than it already does. Look at some terms.
Anyway, I don't want to make the video too long here.
Your local physics teacher cannot explain mass.
Because we talk about various different science articles on the regs, and you'll find that at the end of the videos, the section following the "this is your ass" and "this is a hole in the ground" section have a tendency to have a plethora of information there that will always be relevant. So, since we're only making one video per day, most days, go check out an older video and go toward the end of it. You may find some information in there that we're not aware of. We will be making clips at a later time. Here's a real-time solar wind before we move on. Phi angle is currently at 120 degrees. Solar wind density looks like it's about 2 protons per cubic centimeter there, and solar wind speed has been ramping down to around 400 kilometers per second. The ACE agrees with the discovered data. The planets today was down when we tried to reach it earlier. I think it's still down. Let's move on to the stereo A coronagraph. As Mercury swings around, we see 0 coronal mass ejections facing the Earth. So let's keep this thing going to the magnetosphere movies. First, we'll look at the density. There's going to be 4 hours of data if all goes according to plan. This University of Michigan geospace model, part of the Space Weather Modeling Framework. If you want to read all about the Space Weather Modeling Framework, just click the links below the video. Find this page, scroll down to the bottom, click Details, and the Space Weather Modeling Framework will be explained if you don't currently understand it. Next, we're going to look at the pressure, which is expected to be pretty low. As there is not a lot going on from a solar perspective. Let's look at ground geospace magnetic perturbations here. For all of you folks that are running around with your hair on fire because of magnetic excursions, magnetic reversals, and arguing about how long one takes. For that, we do not thank you. Anyway, there are the geospace ground perturbations. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We appreciate your leaving comments. And if you're not watching live, leave a comment anyway. We read them all, and we usually respond as well. Here's what's going on above my head. Let's make sure it's refreshed. There's what's going on above my head as the moon is about to set. In-the-sky.org, by the way, is where you can make your own star chart. Just put in your location. You can even animate it if you're interested in when Deneb will set. Deneb, the precessional North Pole, the other North Pole. The North Pole at the other end of the precessional cycle. It's set to set around 10 a.m. where I am. If you haven't done so, check out smAsho.org. Or better yet, check out smashomash.com/forum/mission. If you're not familiar with our mission, please support it via the links below the video, such as Patreon, which is our main source of revenue. Not YouTube. Just because you're seeing ads, don't assume YouTube pays us, as YouTube pays us precisely zero. Anyway, here's the mission. It's to assist, study, and report on the ongoing formation of a unified theory of physics, to raise the awareness of the general public of the relationship between space weather and Earth effects. Yeah, that's right, astrophysics. To connect and consult with media organizations to multiply our reach. To demonstrate cutting-edge proof-of-concept solutions to problems. To publish scientific papers in a multidisciplinary manner. To assist mankind, the humans, by advancing the study of predictive phenomenon in order to optimize value, reduce risk and liability, save lives and resources, and adapt no matter what the adversity is, and to not be ossified in our beliefs, and to treat those who are with love, respect, and inclusion to the scientific discussion. That's the way science works, folks, so help support us on Patreon. This is our main source of revenue on this channel. Again, YouTube pays us exactly nothing. We're going to be putting in a tier around $10 on Patreon here. The current tier is only $1. Thanks for leaving comments, everybody. Shout out, viewers. Also, follow us on YouTube. Please press like and press subscribe and press the notification bell to receive all notifications. You may even realize when we're going to go live. Sometimes we do it because of something suddenly happening from an astronomical perspective. We do things like stream for the solstice. And I guess our next one is going to be the autumnal equinox. Yes, we're going to try to stream at the exact moment of the equinox. Follow us on Facebook also, facebook.com/smashomash. Were you aware that Google is a scam and not a verb? I don't know if you knew. But it is a complete scam. And I lost my place. Yeah, I apologize. Now, if you follow our community posts, you'd already see this video. Now, I made a clip of it from Veritas. Shout out James O'Keefe. Listen to this quote.
They're going to be shocked, they're going to be terrified, and they're going to be like, how can Google so blatantly lie to the American public and lie to Congress?
Exactly.
They're going to be shocked, they're going to be terrified, and they're going to be like, how can Google so blatantly lie to the American public and lie to Congress?
How can Google so blatantly lie to the American public and to Congress? Because Google is a scam and not a verb. That's why. That's why, and that's how. We're supposed to be on Gab here. I don't know why we're not on Gab. Anyway, we are on Gab, gab.com/smashomash, the alternative to Twitter, which allegedly will not censor you. Also on Minds, minds.com/smashomash. The open source social media that will absolutely not censor you. It won't shadow ban you. It's the future of social media, minds.com. So check us out there. Also, if you like the original music that we regularly feature, check out soundclick.com/goldencatproductions. Links in the description below this video to all of those sites. Let's go back to space, to the GOES 14 and 15, measuring the X-ray flux, which has been flatlined. We haven't even seen a B-class flare since July 7th. KP index back up to 1, was at 0 6 hours ago. Electron flux is looking in a pretty normal range here, a little on the high side. Nothing to write home about there, really. There are the aurora forecasts. Nothing too special happening there. Here's the F2 layer. The F2 ionosphere, that is, folks. And let's let that play. This is the last 6 hours of the ionosphere. I would note the South Atlantic anomaly. And it's looking pretty discharged on the nighttime side, folks. I'll let that play through real quick, and then I'll show the latest image, which is at about 8 o'clock UT. Looking a little bit less discharged than it was just an hour ago, especially on the nighttime side. Daytime side looking normal. The GOES magnetometer still pretty choppy here, and we're expecting continued choppiness in that graph. Here's why. We've got various disparities in the plasma here. You can see bunched up field force lines there indicating plasma suspended out in the outer corona, or just in the corona period. Also, we see some variations happening here, so this is something to keep an eye on throughout the day. This is 1 hour and 29-minute old data, and let's move on, as there's still more stuff to cover. Crazy, insane lightning bolt strikes right in the center of Ebeko. Now, our regular viewers may be aware that volcanoes have electrical properties, and let's let this one play. It is quite the scene. Lightning bolts coming straight out of the caldera. This guy spent a long time trying to get these images, and for that, we thank him. I really wish that control bar would go away. Let's see if it will. There we go. Let that play through. Please do not ban us, YouTube, as we talk about this stuff regularly. In fact, we cover volcanoes every day. There he is. Shout out to this guy. Mr. Martin Reitza. Well done. Well done. Volcano rundown for today includes Karimsky, although volcanic gas not identifiable in satellite imagery. Mount Aso, not sure about that one either. Dacono, exploding, producing a 7,000-foot ash plume. Popocatépetl, also producing a 22,000-foot ash plume there via explosive activity. And also Sabancaya exploding, producing a 27,000-foot ash plume. Please do not attempt to broad jump Sabancaya's caldera. It could be unhealthful. Next, we're going to look at null school. Here's the jet stream, which is, by the way, going to be bringing some potentially deadly weather to the northern U.S., north central U.S., I'll say, throughout the day today and throughout the rest of the week, actually. Won't get too much into that, as we don't want to step on David Schlotauer's toes. I would notice the meridional flow of the northern jet stream. Extremely meridional here. A little bit more like a jet stream than it was just a week ago, where convective forces ran the show. Now, the southern jet stream is also quite meridional in nature, although looking a little more like a jet stream than the north one. So it looks like some extremely cold air is being injected into southern South America again, and so forth. Also, we've got some wrongward flow of the jet stream here, south of the southern portion of Alaska, experiencing an anticyclonic system. For you new viewers out there, we're looking at Null School. That's earth.nullschool.net at the flight level 25,000 here. And there's the jets over the eastern portion of our planet. We're going to look at tropical tidbits real quick, just to show you a flattened version of this. Now this is actually the 250 millibar wind, but it's similar. And there's what's going on. There's the GFS forecast. I'll let that play through for a day. There's the one-day forecast. Again, that's the GFS model. And this is on tropicaltidbits.com. Check that out. There's a lot of very interesting analysis tools there. Global warming update. Greenland still has over 9 feet of snow from coast to coast. If anybody's telling you that it's melting, they're either ignorant or lying to you. More than 5 meters of snow there. More than 5 meters of snow there. Only 185.2 inches there. And they're going to say, down here, oh my gosh, there's no snow. It's melting. Sea levels are going to rise. Even Iceland, 119.6 inches of snow in Iceland, which sits in the Gulf Stream, by the way, folks. So apparently the planet is so warm that Greenland is covered from coast to coast with over 9 feet of snow. It's so hot that it's cold, folks. That's what the mainstream media is going to tell you. Now, I don't know what is going on over Pennsylvania. Actually, I do know what's going on. That's a failure in radar calibration. Check it out. Now, we often joke around and say, oh, look, Sasquatch farts. That's actually a brain fart by the operators of these ground-based Doppler radar systems, which are measuring vertical motion in the cloud layer, the troposphere, the part of the atmosphere where all weather happens. I see we've got another calibration failure out here. There's probably zero precipitation happening in these areas, maybe where the darkest green is seen. Otherwise, that's just anomalous junk data. Let's look at the water vapor map here as there's a strong storm hitting, what is that, South Dakota there. I'm going to zoom in on that for our daily weather pornography section as I try to read your comments. Move on with the stream. Speed that up a little bit. And we have a pretty irregular airflow going on here. It's like basically like a double cell happening there. And they're not cannibalizing each other yet. These two systems, you see these two arcs here, really unable to rotate in a counterclockwise manner, as you typically do see with low pressure systems. Anyway, we use the water vapor map to give us some idea of what will happen when the Doppler radar is not showing us enough information. The water vapor map shows us water that's not even condensed onto a cloud, making it even more valuable than a visible satellite, especially at nighttime. Anyway, there's a situation over the US, and we've graduated to that is an ass and that is a hole in the ground section. Now, what I was talking about earlier is if you forward the video to this part, this is like a cue point for you when you're fast forwarding the video. You can see all kinds of news stories that will remain relevant. We do regularly cover news stories long before your favorite news sources. Let's talk about the economy. People think the economy is the stock market. Well, I got news for you. It's not. The
Economy
involves the exchange of all goods and services all around the whole world. It includes currencies. It includes foreign markets, not just the stock market. Also bond markets. It also includes things like the sun, which is the main driver of the economy. And that's part of the reason why we tie all this stuff together, to try to create connections in people's brains that they would not otherwise have. Now, the Fed gets in the way of the economy.